Greetings, hey, hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. Aries, this is your November reading for 2018. 7 cards from the John Holland deck that you see in front of you with a spread called the Mystic 7, and then 1 card at the end as an Angel of Atlantis card, sort of for a final message. So let's get shuffling, Aries, and see what's in store for you guys for November. I think there are a few interesting planetary alignments around. It seems as though some of the other zodiac signs have had interesting readings so far. Some of them quite full on, with a lot of major arcana cards turning up. So we will see what's in store for you guys, Aries. One more shuffle. Your first card is the current situation around you. That is the Wisdom card, number 5, the Hierophant. Your second card is an Obstacles card, and that is number 6, the Harmony card or the Lovers card. Your third card is your Aspiration, which is number 8, which is Trapped in Fear, which is the Swords, 8 of Swords. Your fourth card is what needs to be awakened, and it's number 2 of Cups, Spiritual Union. Your fifth card is what lies behind you, and it's another major arcana card. It's the Hanged Man or the Sacrifice. The sixth card is the next stage that is coming. It is the Shadow card, which is the Moon, number 18. And your seventh card, which is what will be, is the 7 of Cups. Choose wisely. So I think you can see most of that. Okay, guys, let us start with the first card there, which is the 5, the Hierophant underneath the 6. So a few major arcanas kind of all bundled up in here as if they're wanting to, hop on board and get things going all at once. Let's take this one off so that you can clearly see that first one. He is known as a guy who does things by the rule, by the book. He's quite patriarchal in his thinking and his systems in life. He often refers to bodies of things such as churches or religious institutions or indoctrinations or thinking. He can be philosophical or esoteric. He does have this book here, and it does sort of give the feeling of having an awakening or an epiphany or an awareness or a connection. So there are a few different perspectives that he can be pertaining to, but he does usually say that he's thinking very much about doing things right, doing things legally, and going about everything the right way. Now, the interesting thing about that is right next to him on this right hand side, you've kind of got 2 cards over here that could indicate not doing things the right way, if you get my drift. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as the reading goes on. But I get the feeling for you guys in the month of November, there is almost a little bit of a forewarning, if you like, of behaving in a correct manner or doing things above board, or and this can be for any area, remember, because these are broad readings for many people. So for some of you this could be around personal issues, for others it could be in a work and career environment, for others it could be about financial investment or how you're dealing with money or dealing with other people. So it does seem very broad terms, but I got the feeling of that as I noted the cards coming out. Coming back to our Hierophant, in the traditional card, he does have 2 keys at the bottom of the card, and it gives you the feeling of the ability to unlock something. Perhaps that's unlocking a new direction or a new awareness or a new level of understanding. It could be unlocking the door to freedom as well. So some of you could feel restricted when this guy turns up, as if you feel like there are either people around you or situations, or perhaps yourself, your own point of view, that is restricting a certain amount of freedom. Some of you may be seeking more freedom, and this is where some of the shadow energies and the choose wisely may be coming in as well. Now, if we come to your Obstacles card, it's number 6, the Harmony card, which is the Lovers. So this is a real shame to have it as an Obstacles card. It would tell us that there is something wrong possibly, or there's something not free-flowing, so maybe there's a lack of freedom with this feeling around the harmony area of life. Now, the Lovers card often refers to the close intimate partners in life, or to that kind of attraction or spark that you might be seeking to find with someone. So some of you could be looking for new relationships, or you may have thought you found someone who was new that was potentially this wonderful mate or match up, and there could be a stalling effect going on because this is what the sacrifice is. The Hanged Man stalls things. Or it could be that you are finding out more about this person and there are some shadow sides to things going on, or you need to make some wiser decisions. So you see, it's becoming a little bit convoluted, and I kind of felt that when I said they're all hinging in here, these major arcanas, as if they're all jumping in on the bandwagon all at once, trying to, I don't know, not manipulate the process, but trying to make it more awakened to you about possible issues or possible shadow effects. So you're going to have to individually think about what this means to you. It could be for some of you that your personal relationship that you currently have is in a bit of a glitch phase, or isn't working quite the way you would want it to be, or that you would like to bring more harmony into your close relationship or your close family or friends or community. Now this can also sometimes be your workplace. It can also be the potentiality for new businesses or for a close business association. So again, this could be one that is already formed and has been established, but seems to be going through a period of glitches, or just as if there's some lack of trust or lack of, you're finding out something about either your business partner or your close partner or an intended one, or one that you can't find. You're finding things out that you wish you either knew about sooner, or these things that you're finding out are going to stall the procedures or, create discombobulation one way or another. Anyhow, you'll have to sort that one out individually, as I say. Let's go to card number 3, which is your aspiration. And again, this is a little bit of an odd one to turn up here. Your aspiration says trapped in fear. And I'm thinking, who wants to be trapped in fear? So I think we have to look at this as if to say, you may be trapped in a bit of fear about a certain direction in life. And this is all these things here pointing to this possibility of lack of freedom or lack of finding what you really think you want in life. So this could be causing you to feel like you're stuck, or that you're too afraid to make a move in a certain direction. So the aspiration to me is more likely that you want to get out of this worry or anxiety or trapped feeling. Because we've got the word, we've mentioned trapped a couple of times with the wisdom card, and I said it could be that you feel as though you are trapped by a patriarchal system, or perhaps a belief, or perhaps people in your life, and they might be creating this feeling of anxiety. So perhaps you want to elevate that and move it out and get away from their jurisdiction or the holding that they have over you, or you want to be able to have a bit more freedom. That's the word that just keeps coming up, is freedom for you guys, which doesn't surprise me, because being an Aries myself, I know that we do like a degree of freedom. So when we feel trapped or anxious, that really does pull that energy away. I think the best way to look at this from a personal perspective is to engage in positive thinking and engage in the desires and the manifestations of the things that you do want in life. So to focus on your dreams, to focus on your aspirations, and to focus on the positives that you have to offer. And when you do that, you immediately drop away some of the worry or fear or anxiety, because the higher vibrational thoughts or feelings or desires have a much quicker frequency than the lower, denser ones, and they automatically push the lower feelings, thoughts, worries or fears into the background. But you have to do that yourself, and you have to take hold of it, and you have to take ownership of it. Let's come down to number 4, and it says what needs to be awakened. Well, this card is so identical to this one. in many ways, and it's talking about a spiritual union, and these two here are the spiritual union. So they are the soulmates, they are the potential twin flames, and with this card in particular we see these two over a flame. So there's this synergy or feeling of a potential very deep relationship around you, which is possibly a soulmate or the opening of a twin flame energy, or that feeling that might be connected with it. So if it's saying that it needs to be awakened, that could be telling you that the relationship you have around you right now needs to have this rebalance and harmony brought back in, which is what we mentioned with this card up here. So for some of you it already exists, you just need to rebalance it, you need to put more energy in it, you need to reconnect to it again. Perhaps you need to drop off your desire for this freedom, like up here, and this one here. Perhaps you need to have the epiphany moment about wisdom that can answer your questions around harmony and spiritual union. So I get the feeling a lot of this is up to you this month, how you address the situation, how you think about it, handle it, and make the changes. It does seem to affect other people, but the decisions feel as though they're coming very much from yourself. You know, do you let other people's integrity values or other people's opinions rule your life, or rule how you want to be or what you want to do? And I think you have to decide carefully about that, because you could be forfeiting some very good opportunities around you if that's the case. So, you know, it's kind of like taking, I've said this before, you take charge of your own life and how you want to live it and the things you want to do, and at the same time you suffer the repercussions from that as well. So you have to kind of be brave enough to do all those things at once. Let's move to the card number 5, which is this one over here, which is the Hanged Man. You know, we see more illumination around the head coming in. So we've got a lot of illuminated light. There's this one coming in through the head. There's this one coming in around the heart chakra. There's more illumination in the head right here. There's illumination up here into the head from both of these. And this finger is pointing to it. So we're seeing quite a lot of power or light coming into the mind, or that type of aspect of life. The Hanged Man card can represent the fact that things could be delayed. So there could be a delay for you in a certain area, and you may be wanting an answer from people. Or you may be thinking about, which way do I go? Do I take this person or that person? Do I start this business or that one? Do I uplift a new philosophical thinking or esoteric values? Do I teach myself to be less anxious or uptight or afraid of making decisions? Or do I do nothing? So those can be the sort of feelings that the Sacrifice and the Hanged Man can be bringing to us. It can be very much about making a decision and letting something go, because we usually can't hold on to everything. So this can sometimes reference being at a point in life where we take the high road or the low road, or A or B, or sometimes we have to sit back and contemplate it and wait for answers to come in from the angelics or from the celestial forces or from source energy. So you might be in a state of meditation or contemplation, or waiting for wisdom to come to you about certain aspects of your life. And I think too, as we move into the 6th card, which is the next stage, we come to the Moon, or the Shadow card. And I'm going to read for you the words that John Holland has in his book. This card represents emotions, sensitivity, and a reminder that nothing in life is at a standstill. This is a world of constant flux, and one thing is certain: everything changes. This card is calling you to action. The time is now when you may have to face your worst fears and look into dark shadows of your soul, which is exactly what this man is doing. He is looking into the shadow perspective of his soul. So is the Sacrifice person, really, the Hanged Man. You must learn to confront what you've avoided and walk courageously through it. Always know that life naturally revitalizes itself, and as it does, so do you. The shadow card promises that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Recognize that by no longer denying your past and letting the tears fall, you'll discover the diamonds in the treasure chest of your soul. This is a cleansing process to wash away and clear out what was once avoided, ignored, or pushed aside. This card indicates that this is a time when your psychic sensitivity may be quite intense. Learn to open up to it, or if need be, to turn it down. Your body is one big psychic antenna, so just remember that you are in control of how high or low you want the reception to be. Mother Earth can assist you in this period of change, sensitivity and healing, and that is the moon. So I think there's a lot of this in this line with all of these going on here. And as I say, these are broad readings. You'll know which area of your life this is pertaining to. And remember, this can also encompass things such as health. So health, harmony, relationships, career, finances, and spirituality. So any of those are possible. I quite like his moon card, the way it really does show that our shadow self has just as much control in our life as our physical or obvious self, but we often don't address the issues that need to be, and we hide from it. So the 7th card, which is your outcome card, or what will be next, what will be, is the 7 of Cups, and it just tells you to choose wisely. So I think there are a lot of decisions for you guys in November. As I said, it felt as though it was a fairly intense month, with judging by some of the other cards that had been in the readings for other people. The 7 of Cups, I do think he has it written beautifully. Just choose wisely. You will be presented with various options in the month, and some of them will be inappropriate. They could be personal, they could be about relationships, they could be health options or business career options. Some of you, this could be about thinking to start a new business up, and there could be, a lot of different opportunities out there, and some of them could be non-viable. If you come across get-rich-quick schemes, just generally bypass them. There's very few in life that are actually worth the effort, and most of them tend to be a little bit corrupt or quite false in their advertising. Think carefully too about new people you're bringing into your life one way or another, even if it's just friends or communities that you're walking into. Just check out that they have what you really want. Don't be sideswiped by mass groups of people either. I know we're a ram, which is a sheep, and sheep are usually considered, which is a bit of a sad thing, but people often say sheep are idiots, that they follow each other without thinking. So don't be the typical stereotype sheep. You must be alert in this month to make firm, solid, logical, careful decisions, whichever way you go. And and I think when you do, you will find that will free yourself up a bit. So let's put these ones away, and we will see what your last card is. I wonder what this message is going to be for you guys from the Angels of Atlantis. Oh wow, well that makes sense, doesn't it? Liberation, freedom. I don't know how many times we talked about it. So it does feel as though you guys are wanting some form of freedom, and I said that right from the beginning. This is your angel for the month, Jophiel, and this angel can be utilised at any time for any particular thing, not just for liberation. So remember to call upon them and to utilise the power or the energy of freedom, of the whole liberation. I mean, we're seeing we are seeing society more and more become more open, and individuals finding more liberation and freedom to be who they are and what they want in life. So don't allow yourself to be trapped into something that is unsuitable for you or bad for you or is being negating you in any way. Stand up and take your power now this month, Aries. So I will read to you the words from here. It does talk a little bit more about spiritual, but let's see. We all seek spiritual liberation. When we achieve it, our soul soars like an eagle with the intoxication of divine love. And of course, you had so much love in your reading as well, with the Harmony card and the, I'll just find them here for you, with the spiritual union and the harmony. These are all love. They all represent love. And he's just talked about divine love. So there, within the message of freedom and liberation, there is this beautiful divine love message in the background as well. This card suggests this may be a moment when you seek Jophiel's supernal help, and it invites you to meditate on the beautiful yellow ray of this powerful archangel's force. The vibration of this bright supernal frequency will always allow you to feel detached. Jophiel will lift the challenge from you and lead you into discernment. Consequently, liberation will enrapture you, springing you from whatever confine you feel your spirit is caught in. Chant Ha, H-A-H, 3 times through your heart chakra, and you will seal the promise of liberation. Wow, you know, that was quite beautiful as I was reading it, and then I looked down at the cards and I saw the love and the energy of this heart chakra being activated. Any of you can come back and use this as a small activation for the month too, if you wish to feel powerful love through your heart, to feel liberation from any unease or dis-ease, and to feel spiritual union, because I think there was a lot of power in those last few words. It's very nice, Aries. So yeah, welcome to a month of all of what you see in front of you. So thank you again, everyone. Leave your comments. I love reading them. Also check your moon and rising signs. And since you had the moon in your reading, I think it's a good idea to check your moon sign at least. So yeah, again, thank you for subbing and liking the channel. I wish you all much love, liberation, freedom and harmony as the month unravels and moves into December. Namaste, much love.